Let's revive and swatch this nail polish from 1942. This is by the brand Brite in the shade Palm Springs, released in the summer of '42 in a collection primarily themed around Californian cities. And if you're interested, I also have a video up where I revived and swatched Lido. But let's get Palm Springs flowing again, starting with a healthy dose of thinner. I know it looks like a lot, but I can assure you it will need more. But we'll just let this sit overnight to absorb into the dried polish. And welcome back, it's now morning.
Oh my god! It's pizza!
I did not order a pizza, but Misha delivered one. Checking back in on the polish, it has absorbed much of the thinner, but it will need a good stir. We'll go in with the flat side of my lab spatula. Digging deeper, the polish is softened but still quite thick. At the very bottom, there's still a layer of polish that's hard. By stirring the topmost layers, the thinner will be able to penetrate deeper. We'll have to let this sit for a few more hours, though we'll add some more thinner before we let it rest. I can't wait to see what color this will be when we can stir in the pigment that settled on the very bottom. It's been a few hours, and finally that bottom layer is malleable. Now that I'm stirring again, we can chat. I think it's funny when people are surprised that I remember them in the comments section. For instance, a viewer named Hannah is a few time zones away, so when I post, she's usually settling down for bed, so she comments that her bedtime show is on. So when she comments and doesn't mention bedtime, or if it's later than usual, I tell her to go to sleep, and others have caught on to that and encourage her to sleep as well. So if you don't change your profile picture, or if you have a goofy username like Hamburger Help Me, or something that slips by the filters, I mentally take note. Now we'll add a little more thinner and then prep it for the vortex with parafilm. This is so we can mix it without the cap. It didn't take long to realize that the vortex was no match for this bottle. It really needed an up and down shake rather than a vortex or cyclone motion. So like an iPad baby, I turned on one of my shows and shook the F out of this bottle for 30 minutes. With much thrashing, we can now swatch it. This applies so smoothly, even with the original animal hair brush. We almost get full coverage with one coat. And with the final coat, it's going to be so smooth and shiny that we won't need to enhance its appearance with top coat. I'd describe this color as a berry red. It's a little dusty though and leans towards mauve while still being deep. It reminds me of the shade In Stitches by Essie, but it's just a touch brighter. But let me know your thoughts on this revival in the comments below, and if you haven't already, be sure to follow or subscribe to see more vintage nail polish. And sleep well, Hannah, it's time for bed.